I want to talk about some matrix glitches, anomalous matrix glitches, because I just came out of a store and it's like I'm on the line waiting to get my stuff, and like people kept like trying to cut me in line, like they didn't even see me. I'm like, yo, I'm online. Hello, I'm online. What is going on? And then people were like crowding me out, and it's like people you can hear about people's stories about that. It's a phenomena, and then people think it's like street theater. They're doing this because it actually seems very much like if this happens, and it seems that way sometimes, but it's something other than that too. It could be street theater in some certain instances, but in other instances, it's like, wait, there's a little data bottlenecking going in. There's a data bottleneck, and things are like kind of overlapping, and so like that's why there's like bumping going on. What? What do you mean? What are you talking about? Okay, so here's some more anomalies. Like I had seen this little. I was in this spirit world, and I had run into these people who were all like husband and wife. They're coupled together, and like one would be confessing their sins to the other, and the one that they confessing their sins is kind of looking like like kind of like forlorn and like dazed, and the other person would be like kind of walking them with their hand on their opposite shoulder, walking from behind them. Yes, kind of like consoling them, but with like a sinister nature to them. They're like going, yes, yes, it's okay. It's because I'm like, how many people are going to be confessing their sins like around town, walking around? How many people are going to be walking with their hand on their partner's shoulder like that? It was very creepy. It was very creepy. So I was like, what is going on? And I knew I was in the spirit, but that wasn't like the only thing. And that was definitely, I'm not tripping. I was in the spirit realm. And so other things like I come across this little lot, and there was all these new murals that were all over the place, and this was one of them. And I'm looking at it, and the people doing the murals were obviously the same people who are operating from a different plane of existence. Like the Enochian account is pretty accurate. The Enochian account is like you have like 4 dimensions on Earth, 4 access realms on Earth. And then there's the heavenly realms. You have, the 5th, 6th, 7th, and maybe 8th heaven in the Enochian account. And that's very much like what was going on. So it's rendered world upon rendered world, and there's intersections of these renderings, and it's data couplings and data manipulation from different access points. Very much the substance of our reality. But so this lot, I'm looking at this thing. I'm like, this is not normal. There was these bricks that were like rising out of the ground, short, like a little kind of like a little ledge curb, but it wasn't a ledge curb, and it had like a little fence that was a miniature fence, and it would have been like a ledge curb miniature fence, and there was also pipes that electric conduit piping with wires coming out of it, but the wires coming out of the pipes were new. All the bricks and the fencing was all old, and it was all bent and warped. The fence was bent and warped, the bricks were bent and warped, and you can't build like that. This is not something that's normal. You can't build bent bricks, and it's not molded bricks. It was actual bricks that were just like with their mortar warped, and I didn't expect it to be there. I returned there like 6 months later. There's also, while in my journeys all around town, there was like LED lights being installed and cameras being installed everywhere, all over the place. And I'm like, this is an illusionary world, and this is, this is part of keeping the illusion going. We're in a rendered world, and this is who's doing all this work. And they had like spoolings of wire everywhere, big spoolings of wire, because they're running lines and cameras and entrancement units. That's what it is. I'm guaranteed they have like some kind of hypnotic, mind control devices that are like floating around in this conduit way. It's something being something like that is going on. I ran into also like 18 people, because when I'm walking around, couples don't walk like that, their hands upon the other. Maybe at a funeral, yes, but I don't think this was quite that. And there was so many, and they were talking about like their past crimes and bad deeds, and one was telling it, and the other one's kind of going, yes, it's okay, it'll be okay, but in a sinister, smiley, evil way. Their sense of evil was upon these people. And anyway, there was a lot of other, so that anomalous, strange brick place. I tell somebody I know about it. I go, he's we'll look at it. There's nothing there. There's gonna be nothing there. And I'm like, well, I mean, nothing might be there, but I mean, that's what I saw. And we get there and we see it, and it's all there still. I'm like, see, like, try to explain this. He's like, no, this is strange. I can't explain it. Now it's gone. Last time, that was only, we were there that one time. I went back there, it's all normal now. Okay, the spooled cables that I was referring to and the mural was very significant. I'm not mistaken the area. This is definitely, the spooled wires are there, the mural's there, but the fence is gone, and the little curb is gone. There's a new fence there, and the fence is newly installed. It has old wood growing in it, though, so that's anomalous. And then, like, there's 2 lots adjacent to there, which is like a combination of these things. One has like the fence is full, but it's not the small bent fence, and one has a little curb cubby, but it's not painted bent bricks. And so those are 2 similar things that, as far as I know, they might have been there, might not have been there, but I think it's kind of like a rendered thing, and the ding ding, there's extra spacings made in this like synthesized corridor. I have another example of that happening exactly like that. I have another video about it. It's very specific, so I'll just leave that to the side. But I was walking around. Also, 18 in this 3-day spirit travel. 18 people shit their pants in my vicinity. Like, I saw 18 people shit their pants. I'm like, what? I've never seen that before in my life. To see 18 people in 3 days shit their pants, it's just strange. Like, is the flu going around? No, it's not that. It's just something that's just like a strange, glitch. It's a conduit glitch. So the people, it's just weird. It's just weird. So I just got out of the supermarket, and I was being like crowded, and it's like, well, it's like a conduit, overlap. That's what I think is a lot more strangeness. But the red path, the blue path, and the yellow path, that's kind of like we're in a leaky house, and we got to keep it in order. You can kind of do what you want, but we got to keep the house together. So that's what we got to maintain this house.